Hey Supermoms, this is Kalua at Collusion Health and Harmony. I hope you are amazing. So I have the third key today for starting your amazing day. So we've already talked about starting it the night before and starting it with a clean slate, right? Now let's talk about the next step. And I actually do this while I do step number 2, the oil pulling, okay? I actually do this while I'm doing that. And this is where I either read or I look at my goals, okay? So, if you've worked with me at all or, done things with me, you know that I am a big fan of having goals, right? Because otherwise, if you don't put them you know, into the space, into, life, they just sort of float out there, like in the back of your mind somewhere. But having that constant reminder, that trigger, it trains you to behave in a certain way that are going to make these things possible. Um, so one of the things that I love to do is a vision board. That's a huge one. And um, if you remember back in January, right at the new year, I actually did a workshop with the awesome Helen Moses where we moved our body and then we gave voice to our goals and just really helped you find that clarity so that you could just go to that space of almost meditation as you created your vision board and found the things that really, spoke to you and were meaningful to you so that you could incorporate that. So that is one way I love to do a vision board. I like to go just a little bit deeper than just let me cut out a bunch of pictures that I think would be really great. I want to make $1 million. Here's $1 million, and right, go a little bit deeper. If you need to quiet your mind about it, for me, as I always say, I move my body to quiet my mind. So that's a big part of it for me. If you need to journal to get there, journal and then take it further. Why do you want to make $1 million? Make it meaningful to you. Because if making $1 million, and I'm just throwing a number out there, okay, guys, if making $1 million is really not the end result you want, but it's the things that you will be able to do for maybe your family or your business or the community at large with that $1 million, then make that in your vision board. Put that in there because that's what's going to speak to you. And the other little trick that I do is I write them as a goal statement. You can have it goal cards or gold cards, I've heard them called, or just I have my little notebook with the picture of my kids on it that I open up every morning and I read it and I date it, right, for a date in the future. And it's not terribly off. And what I do is I start the statement with, I am so happy and grateful now that. And that's really important. So you're reading it as if it has already occurred. And so again, you're training your brain to behave in a way that this is already your reality and that you're going to basically fulfill it through subconscious actions by doing this. And one of the things I have to say is sometimes these kinds of things can be very much like a genie in a bottle. You've got to be specific. If you say, I am happy and grateful now that I have $1 million, okay, right? So there's that million again. Sometimes it might not come in the greatest way that you thought, right? And, there was some accident and you got $1 million settlement. Well, no, thank you. I don't want that. Be specific. The more specific, the more terrific, okay? Be specific on how you want these things to happen because, be careful what you wish for, all right? So there it is, starting your morning with your goals. It gets you set for the day. It's going to prepare you to behave in a way that you start actually achieving the things that you want in this life. That's kind of cool. All right, so I would love to hear from you. Are you reading your goals every day or looking at them? What are you doing? Do you have any kind of plan that you put in place? I'd like to hear from you. Put a note in the comments and share your experience with me. And as always, feel free to visit me at Kalusion, KALUSION.com, and learn more about what I've got going on. All right, Supermoms, be amazing.